Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. Hello, it's Emmy. Welcome back to my car. Today I am partnering with For Real, and I'm going to be tasting all of their milkshake flavors. For Real is located in over 18,000 different locations across the US, in Canada, in universities, colleges, convenience stores, supermarkets, and it allows you to blend your very own milkshake, smoothie, or frap. This is going to be my very first taste of For Real, and I'm going to be tasting all the milkshake flavors, including the special edition Sour Patch Kid. And that is right here. And as a former Sour Patch Kid addict, I'm excited and intrigued to see what this is going to taste like. Although this does say red berry, so it's going to taste red berry-ish. But I'm wondering if it's going to be sour, and if so, how sour? It better be sour. These are Sour Patch Kids after all, right? So I've already blended all my milkshakes. All you have to do is open up the freezer, grab the flavor you like, remove the lid, place the cup into the little cup holder, and then choose what consistency you would like. You can get less thick, regular, or very thick. And then the machine does the rest for you. Blend it up, put a lid on it, and I proceed to do that for all 8 flavors. So before all my milkshakes melt, let's go ahead and give them a taste. So I'm going to taste them in the order in which I blended them. So number 1 was chocolate. And here's chocolate, and this is a 16-ounce container, so a full pint. This is the consistency of thick. All right, let's give this a taste. Thick is very thick. You have to apply a lot of suction to get the milkshake to come up, but I'm managing to get some. And that tastes like summertime right there. I just need a hamburger to go with this. It's super thick, cold, and smooth. Not at all icy, and has that classic chocolate flavor. Typically, I like to have my milkshakes on the thicker side because when I factor in the time it takes to consume the whole thing, by the end of it, I still like it to have some consistency and not be too watery. So yeah, there it is. Classic chocolate. Yum. Next, I have coffee, and I believe I blended this regular. So let's see how that one is. This is Farmhouse Blend Coffee, Cumberland Farms. I love coffee. Now, coffee is a very typical flavor here in New England. You find coffee flavored milk everywhere, and you find coffee ice cream everywhere. I adore it. Let's give this a go. This one's yummy. So while the coffee flavor is there, this is definitely a milkshake. It's sweet, it's rich, there's a little bit of vanilla in there as well. It's blended ice cream. Yum. I'm originally from California, and I feel like I didn't see coffee flavored nearly as much as I do here in New England. It's ubiquitous. You see coffee milk, coffee, ice cream everywhere. Love it. Yes, I think I actually like this better than chocolate. Vanilla. And I believe I blend this to regular consistency as well. So that is the vanilla. So here's the vanilla. So coffee, I think, was actually at regular, and this is thick. When it's extra thick, it's really difficult to get it through the straw. That one's good too. That has both the consistency and flavor of soft serve ice cream. Classic vanilla, classic dairy flavor. Tastes a little bit like it's got a little bit of butter flavor in there as well. Yum. Tastes exactly like soft serve ice cream. I just want a cone to crunch it with. Great. I still like the coffee better though. Next we have this flavor, and this is cake batter. Here's cake batter. All right, let's see if this is blended thickly or not. Here we go. That's regular. That's very different than the vanilla. You would think that cake batter would taste kind of similar. This actually tastes more custardy, a little bit eggy, and more kind of like bourbon vanilla. Not bad. Now this flavor I am very curious about, and this is Sour Patch Kids. Now if you've never had a Sour Patch Kid, it is a classic, kind of like, I think they started in the 80s. They're kind of like gumdrops in consistency, kind of chewy and jelly in the middle, but then they're coated with granulated sugar and citric acid, so they're pretty sour, but not overly sour. They're just pleasantly addictive. They come in a rainbow of colors and flavors, but this one looks like it's going to be red berry. So I'm curious to see what a sour milkshake is like. And if it's sour, how sour? All right, I gotta move my car because the gas station says I'm in the way. So just a second. Back to where I was talking about. I was talking about the Sour Patch Kid flavor. And because I wanted to try the consistency, I blended this one at the less thick consistency. Still pretty thick. Ooh. And that tastes exactly like a push-up. And it has a good amount of tartness to it too. I think that summates a Sour Patch Kid experience pretty well. That balance of sweet and sour, it is significantly sour in a way that's kind of addictive, but it's not like melt your mouth sour. In terms of both flavor and consistency, it reminds me a lot of a push-up. I ate a lot of push-ups as a kid because my mom thought they were healthier than ice cream. So if we had the raspberry orange push-ups, that's what I ate all my childhood. And that's what this is a lot like. This to me tastes a little bit more like cherry rather than raspberry. But that same kind of milky fruit combination, that's what this is like. Next we have this one, and this is the Reese's peanut butter milkshake. And this one I blended on the regular. Like the Sour Patch Kid, I'm very curious to see how much this one tastes like the original candy. All right, here we go. This actually has little chunks of Reese's peanut butter cup. I like that. Little bits that you can actually bite. That one's good. Vanilla base and little bits of peanut butter and chocolate Reese's peanut butter cup. Now this flavor is one I'm gonna like. And this is mint chip. This is my favorite flavor of ice cream. This is what I get all the time. And I just saw a couple little chocolate chips in there. Tiny chocolate chips. Great. I think the chocolate chips sank to the bottom. And that is not as minty as I would like it to be. I really like my mint chocolate chip to be really pepperminty. And this is not. It's still mint chip, and I like the consistency. I like the little bits of actual chocolate chip in there, but I just want it to be peppermintier. And finally, I have this one, and this is cookies and cream. Vanilla ice cream with little chocolate sandwich cookies blended in. I got this blended on the less thick, so this one's pretty smooth. And that's another classic flavor. You can distinctly taste that cocoa powdery cookie blended in there. Into that vanilla base. I have to say, I definitely prefer the thicker blended milkshakes. Perhaps not the super thick because it's a bit hard to get it up the straw, but the regular consistency is a good one. It goes up the straw nicely, it remains thick and full-bodied in your mouth, and not so thin that it feels kind of watery or milky, although that consistency worked really well with the Sour Patch Kid flavor. Alrighty, so my gut is officially busted. I just tasted 8 flavors of milkshake. If you want to taste For Real for yourself, head over to forreal.com and enter your zip code to find your nearest store location. Thanks so much For Real for sponsoring this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope you guys learned something. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media so you know what videos are coming up next. And if you like these car tasting videos, head over to the playlist so you can see more consuming things in my car. And I shall see you in my next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Shake my butt. Why do I keep wanting to say butt?